Hello everyone and welcome back to Easy English Path, where learning English is easy and fun. I'm Anna. Tell me about yourself. How to introduce yourself in English. Today's topic is tell me about yourself. This is a very common and important question in English. People ask this question when you start a new class, begin a new job, or meet new people for the first time. It is often one of the first questions in a conversation. Even though it sounds simple, many learners feel nervous because they do not know what to say. The good news is that this question is not difficult. You do not need to give a long or perfect answer. You only need to share a few simple things about yourself. This helps other people know you better and makes the conversation friendly and comfortable. When someone asks, "Tell me about yourself," you can start with easy information. You can say your name and where you are from. For example, you can say, "My name is Anna. I am from Vietnam." Then you can talk about where you live now. You can say if you live in a big city or a small town. Next, you can share your age if you want, and then talk about what you do. You can say if you are a student, a teacher, or have another job. This helps people understand your daily life. This question is not scary. It is an invitation to start a conversation and make a connection. Keep your answers simple, smile, and be friendly. That is the best way to introduce yourself in English. Basic information, sharing simple details about yourself. After starting a conversation, the next step is to share some basic information about yourself. This makes it easier for other people to understand who you are. You can begin with your name. This is the most simple and natural way to start. For example, you can say, "My name is Paul," or "Hi, I'm Emily." Saying your name clearly helps people remember you. Next, you can talk about where you are from. This is also a very common question. You can say your country or city, such as "I am from Canada" or "I am from the United States." This helps people learn about your background and culture. After that, you can talk about where you live now. You can say if you live in a big city or a small town. For example, "I live in a small town. It is quiet." Or "I live in a big city. It is busy and noisy." You can also say if you live in a house or an apartment. These small details make your introduction more interesting and natural. Then you can share your age if you feel comfortable. For example, "I am 28 years old," or "I am 25. Age is optional, but many people like to include it in a friendly conversation. Finally, you can talk about what you do. You can say your job or what you study. For example, "I am a teacher," or "I am a student. I study art." This is very important because it shows what you do in your daily life. By sharing your name, where you are from, where you live, your age, and your job or studies, you can give a clear and friendly introduction in English. Family and pets. Talking about the people and animals in your life. After sharing basic information about yourself, you can also talk about your family and your pets. This helps other people understand more about your personal life and makes the conversation warmer and more friendly. When talking about family, you can start by saying if you have any brothers or sisters. For example, you can say, "I have one brother," or "I have one sister." You can also share their names and whether they are older or younger than you. This is a simple way to add more detail to your introduction. You can also talk about what your family members do. For example, you can say, "My mother is a teacher," or "My father is a doctor." Sharing jobs can help people learn more about your family and their daily lives. You do not need to talk about every family member. Just one or two people is enough. Pets are another great and fun topic. Many people love animals, so talking about pets can make the conversation more interesting. You can say if you have a dog, a cat, or another pet. For example, "I have a dog," or "I have a cat." You can also share your pet's name and what they look like. You can also describe your pet's personality. You can say if your dog is friendly and funny, or if your cat is quiet and sleepy. These small details make your story more real and enjoyable. Talking about family and pets is a great way to show your personality and build a friendly connection when you introduce yourself in English. Hobbies and favorites. Sharing what you like. After talking about your family and pets, you can continue by sharing your hobbies and favorite things. This is often the most fun part of introducing yourself because it shows your personality and what you enjoy in your free time. First, you can talk about your hobbies. Hobbies are the activities you do for fun and relaxation. For example, you can say, My hobby is painting, or I like to read books. You can also say how often you do your hobbies, such as, I paint every weekend, or I read in the evening. This helps people understand how you spend your free time. You can also talk about the type of things you like. For example, if you like reading, you can say what kind of books you enjoy, such as adventure stories or storybooks. If you like music, you can say what kind of music you listen to, like rock music, pop music, or classical music. These details make your introduction more interesting and natural. Next, you can share your favorite things. Many people like to talk about their favorite food, favorite color, and favorite animal. For example, you can say, my favorite food is pizza, or my favorite color is blue. You can also explain a little more, such as what kind of pizza you like, or why you like that color. Talking about hobbies and favorites makes conversations more fun. It also gives other people easy questions to ask you, which helps the conversation continue naturally. Dislikes. Talking about what you don't like. In addition to talking about what you like, you can also share what you do not like. This helps people understand your personality better and makes your introduction more real and natural. For example, you can talk about foods you do not like. You can say, I don't like olives, or I don't like very spicy food. This is very common in daily conversations because many people like to talk about food. You can also talk about activities you do not enjoy. For example, you can say, I don't like waiting in long lines, or I don't like waking up very early. These simple sentences are easy to use and very natural in English. Talking about dislikes is not negative. It is just another way to describe yourself. It shows that everyone is different, and that is normal. You can use likes and dislikes together to give a clear picture of who you are. Using likes and dislikes to describe yourself. Likes and dislikes are very useful when you introduce yourself. They help other people remember you and understand your personality. For example, you can say, I like dogs and pizza, but I don't like olives. This is a simple sentence, but it gives a lot of information. People can learn what you enjoy and what you avoid. You can also say, I love cats and pasta, but I don't like waking up early. This kind of sentence sounds friendly and natural. It also makes it easy for other people to continue the conversation by asking more questions. Simple introduction examples. Here are some easy examples you can use. Hello, my name is Paul. I am a teacher. I like dogs and pizza, but I don't like olives. Hi, I'm Emily. I'm a student. I love cats and pasta, but I don't like to wake up early. These examples are short, clear, and friendly. You do not need to use difficult grammar or long sentences. Simple English is the best English for introductions. Choosing what to say in different situations. You do not need to say everything about yourself every time. You can choose what to share, depending on the situation. In a class, you can say your name and why you are learning English. At a new job, you can say your name and your position. At a party, you can say your name and your hobbies or interests. This helps you sound natural and not too long or boring. Tell me about yourself is an invitation. The question, tell me about yourself, is not scary. It is an invitation to share a little about who you are. It is a way to start a conversation and build a connection. Think of it as a friendly opening, not a test. You do not need to be perfect, just be yourself. Final tips for a good introduction. Keep your sentences simple. Be friendly and polite. Smile when you speak. Share only what you feel comfortable sharing. With these tips, you can feel more confident when someone asks, tell me about yourself. It is the first step to making new friends and having good conversations in English.